sorts of diverse topics, and people from hackerspaces and hackerspace wannabe people can get together and collaborate on projects in this big meta international hackerspace with lots of cool stuff going on. There's my contact information. I'm doing this also with Jimmy Rogers, who does a lot of workshops with me. There's his contact information. Feel free to contact me or Jimmy about absolutely anything. Next slide. So my motivation for doing all this is because I love teaching people what they want to learn. And I love electronics, so I love teaching that, and it seems a lot of people love it. Look at all those happy people soldering. Anyone can learn to do that. Collectively, me and Jimmy have taught almost 40,000 people how to solder. You can do it. Anyone can do it. I've taught 3.5-year-olds. So next slide. I wrote a comic book, which you can look online, Solder Comic. It's not only in English, but also in just about any language in Europe and many in Africa and around the world, including Chinese and Morse code. It's open source, like all my projects. Go ahead. Here's some of my projects that are available for learning how to solder and make things with electronics. Anyone can do any of these projects. They're all totally for beginners to complete successfully. If you want, you can come up. We have demos for all of them on the mezzanine. Come on by, you're all welcome. Next slide, please. There's some more of them. Cool projects, making noise, playing games, interactive art, of course, a lot of blinky lights. Next slide. Also, I'm going to do, this is just one of the many, many cool workshops that are happening. Arduino for total newbies. In 3 hours, knowing absolutely nothing, I mean total newbies, you can go from knowing absolutely nothing to being able to make a cool project with Arduino and being able to hack things online with these marvelous open source devices. My teaching's always free, but the parts, of course, cost money, so I ask to be reimbursed. The first 50 people show up early, can do it. So show up early if you want to do it. It will fill up. It's 7 o'clock tomorrow in the Hackerspace Village hardware hacking area. Next slide. Jimmy was going to do this, but he doesn't have anything planned. But if you want to do it, just find Jimmy or find me, and I'll point you to Jimmy. Bring your own toy or an easy button or anything you want to turn into a noisemaker, and we'll show you how. Next slide. Yeah, so just come on by. It's, you can learn to solder with any of these kits. You can do, learn on the, all the workshops that'll be happening, but the ongoing soldering workshop will be happening all day, all night, until hope ends, which is a long time from now. Go ahead, next slide. So there's my contact information again, so hope to see you all, and soldering is not only fun, but it is easy.
Great, thank you, Mitch. And with 1 minute to spare. Awesome, yep.
Great, so Johannes.
Awesome, okay, give Mitch a round of applause and the same round of applause for Johannes, thank you. Okay. Johannes actually has a video which will be playing in the back, so we're going to reset you, and this
Excellent.
is not the talk, but are we queued up with the video back there? Yep, we are. But, okay, so start, go.
Okay, so in fact I'm up here because Nick Farr jumped me 2 hours ago, like not sexually, but he said, come on, come on. Oh, I wouldn't mind. Okay, but yeah, so he came up and said, the lightning talks, we don't have enough lightning talks. So for tomorrow, come on, get up, so I don't have it to do it the second time or something, I don't know, yeah. Okay, anyhow, Nick Farr asked me I should do a lightning talk, and I say, yeah, why not? I want to talk about a project we're doing right now. It's a feature film. We want to do it, and we could need your help. I will actually talk about it in more detail today at 9 o'clock, but to attract you, I thought, why not? Go on stage here and do it. The basic problem is, how can we do a feature film about the big problems of the digital age? Because there are so many problems out there we have to talk about, even like, and especially in narrative film. But nobody's addressing those problems because it's easier to make a film about a bank robbery than about the real problems that we have out there.
If you want to show your video, you've got 30 seconds.
Yeah. What? Okay, let's show the video. Yeah. Talk for 3 minutes?
Your video's included in your time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our glorious home country of Soviet Unterzegersdorf.
This is Ambassador Khrushchev.
This is blogger.
I blog.
Our little country is a proud one because we are the last Soviet republic on the planet. We are in Central Europe, located there. There. Yeah. We want to tell the West the story of our greatest triumph.
And how do we want to tell that story? We want to make a feature film, a dark sci-fi comedy.
Because we know you liked it. Don't touch it. This is a United Nations camp with the name of Sierra Zulu.
The film will be about this camp, and this United Nations camp is on the border between our wonderful home country of Soviet Unterzegersdorf
And the West!
the so-called free world.
Here it is in a symbolic fashion. Kick it, destroy it, crack it open. Free market wankers. We hate you, but we need you. Why do we need you? The internet is made for corn and crowdfunding.
And we need money from the internet, so we also have a cat.
Yes. We attracted a number of glorious actors already. They signed us letters of intent. They cannot say no any longer. It is Robert Picardo, a doctor. We have Amber Benson. She was a lesbian on Buffy. This is the WAS, Fruit Computers. We have... What is his name?
Jello Biafra.
He was a punk singer indeed. And this guy, nobody recognizes him because he was a Ferengi on Star Trek. His name is Max Prodenchik, the Rom. Yes.
From Star Trek Deep Space.
Top Space Voyager. Yeah, and?
We want your money, and we have to say, please.
Because we cannot force you. Good night. Oh, I hope I get the money. Because I'm sick of this shit.
Jeg get de hit så mosh.
So, and why this crazy shit up there has anything to
extra
do
minute?
with hackers or something?
Extra minute?
No,
Okay.
no.
No, you're good. No, you're good. They like you. Keep talking, keep talking. You've
Okay.
got 40 seconds.
Why is this like shit about this like strange Soviets in the middle of fucking nowhere in any way interested to you hackers out there? And I'll tell you about that tonight at 9 o'clock if you want to hear it. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Sam. Actually, I never got the pronunciation of your last name. I'm sorry. Bound. Sam Bound. Can we get his slides up? They're on. Yep.
All right.
So, Johannes, we haven't actually had anybody come close to the time. And so, because we didn't practice that part, if I go like this, do you guys know what to do? 9, 8, 7, 6. No, okay. Normally the audience goes, eh, or makes some kind of noise like that. So from 3, do you want to practice that one? So.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Okay, that was creative, but without any further ado, Sam Bone, take it away, 5 minutes.
All right. And I take it as a compliment that as a college teacher, I'm expected to be so long-winded that you'll have to shut me up by force. So anyway, I'm Sam Bound. I teach at City College, San Francisco. And move on to the next slide. Okay. We are humiliated as a college, as stupidest people on earth, with the worst virus disaster that has ever been heard of in the mind of man. At the beginning of this year, all over international media came this information that we were outrageously lax in our network security and all our computers were infected by viruses. And in fact, they stayed that way for 10 years and nobody ever noticed. Go to the next slide. And so the virus Trojans and malwares, which look like that apparently, were infecting all our machines. Go on to the next slide. And every time anybody would type credit card numbers or anything useful, these bugs would crawl out down the screen and take out their data and send it to the Russian business network. Go on to the next slide. And we never told the students, all of us teachers, it looks to me like this teacher here actually knew about it and is snickering quietly, but anyway, we just let all the students get all their data stolen. And go on to the next slide. And so this was never found by any of us until we hired these contractors named USDN, which seems to be a one-man show as far as I can tell, but anyway, they were hired. And what they did was they installed intrusion detection systems, or to be more correct, they installed network forensic devices on our network, which were used to watch the outgoing traffic. And they discovered, looking at this traffic that had never been examined before, that we were sending packets to IP addresses which were on a list of suspicious IP addresses for command and control services. And that was the basis for this statement that all our machines are hopelessly infected. And so go on to the next slide here. This went around the world, it went viral. Here it is in IEEE Spectrum. We're still infected by a computer virus from 1999. Go on to the next one. Here's the television news about it with more pictures of our poor innocent students having all their data stolen. And go on to the next slide. And here's another one from the San Francisco Chronicle with a picture of one of our labs on the front page of the Chronicle, and then it went all around the world. And that is the end of the story. As far as anybody that listens to the media will know, that is where it all ended. So go on to the next slide. Now, I've talked, a lot of times in security community, we talk about outside attacks and protect ourselves from them, and then some people worry about insider threats. But we have a whole new one, which is deluded insiders. This stuff, which 99% of the people who read the media believe, and they always will, because the press left, nobody's gonna ever find out the truth from me. I tried calling them, they won't even talk to me. It's all bullshit. It never happened. There are no viruses, there was no breach, there was no data stolen. What happened is we hired a new CTO. The position was created for some reason, which I do not know. They decided they had to have a chief technology officer at the college. And so they had a hiring committee that examined people. And one of them they looked at and said, this guy's no good, for God's sake, don't hire him. So
One
they hired
minute.
him. What's that?
1 minute. Keep going.
1 minute. 1 minute left or 1 minute?
Oh, no,
expended?
that was, just keep going. Go.
Is that 1 minute left or 1 minute expended?
Go.
Okay, anyway, all right, so I'm sure they end up getting a countdown this way. Anyway, so the point is, he immediately alienated everybody at the college. Everybody hated his guts. He abused people and put out lies about them, and he changed his story about everything and did not fulfill his duties in the slightest until his only friend on earth was the contractor, USDN, who would come in and be his buddy, and he believed everything that guy told him. And that guy is almost a schizophrenic. He randomly throws out data, he takes random network security terms and throws them together to make science fiction stories. And so he invented this story you just heard. Because when he put on this Alien Vault device, he turned it on in his default settings and discovered all these packets going to IP addresses on a list that he thought was suspicious and made no further inspection. Now, as hopefully a lot of you know, if you turn on a network security device and do nothing, it will be full of false positives. And these are all false positives. After 4 months of struggling, I got them to finally cough up the data so we could look at it, and it said that 4,000 of our machines out of 10,000 are infected. But it said that the most hits are coming from our Unix DNS servers. They're all infected with Windows viruses. Because when email comes in from these people, it sends packets back to the servers to harvest more information or for reverse name lookups or for things like that, and this default setting interprets that as an infection. We were unable to ever find any infected machines except one lab where some people actually took the antivirus off the machines because they were running too slowly. Now, if you do take the antivirus off the machines, you end up with some viruses. And the other thing, which is amazing, is that we've had 10 years of continuous infection. Aha. Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Use your time.
Well, all right, anyway. So I'll tell you a little more if you give me more time. We'll see what he says.
2, 1. Now, that was your 5 minutes.
That was the 5 minutes. Okay.
How about an extra, can you wrap it up in 15 seconds?
Sure, just go on to the next slide. I'll just say,
okay.
this is what eventually happened. We had huge lynch mobs, a petition against this guy, and we ejected him forcibly from the college. He's not allowed to set foot on it again. He's
10 seconds.
That's it. All right.
Okay, when I say 1 minute, that's 1 minute. You actually have 2 minutes left if the audience likes you, or 1 minute if they don't. That's what I mean when I call 1 minute. So that that's 1 minute until I ask the audience for extra time. So if you think it's going well and they like you, they'll give you an extra minute after that. So does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you got that? All right, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, did you want to introduce yourself real quickly before you start?
Well, I can introduce you.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you ready to go?
Yeah.
And starting 5 minutes now.
Okay, I would like to talk about the future of robotic assistant. So you can see 2 pictures here. On the west side, this is Rosie from the animation Jetsons, which is the Western image of, I believe a lot of people here saw that, Western image of robotic assistant. And Doraemon here on the right is the Eastern image of that. So if you come to like China, Japan, or anywhere in the Eastern part, they will recognize that. Next slide. So this is the reality. On the left side is PR2 from Willow Garage. It costs $400,000 US to buy one. On the right side is called KRO-Bot. It's developed in Europe, and it doesn't have a price yet because it's not available. And actually, next slide. Oh, actually, I lost one slide here. So there are another two examples. One is called Hubo2, which is a humanoid robot developed in Korea, which still costs $400,000. And another example is everybody knows it's Asimo, developed in Japan by Honda. It's not available. So this one is the open source robot that I know, the only one that I know that is actually a humanoid, fully functional robot. It was funded by EU, some kind of EU commission to promote this technology development, and it was developed in IIT, which is in Italy. It's still although it's totally open source, but it's too expensive for hacker community or hobbyists to build. Next slide. So what I'm going to do, and I'm currently doing, is a project called Dora Open Source Robotic Assistant, which is basically a family affordable robot. So the goal is to provide family affordable robotic assistant available as the actually commercial product in 15 years. And I will design it, or I want the project to be designed in a way that robot hobbyists or hackers can build it in any hackerspace. So we use like low-end limited tools just like normal 3D printers and laser cutters. So there's a project website. It's called dorabot.com, and you can email me at how@dorabot.com. Next slide. Next slide, please. This is a totally open source hardware project, so everything will be open source, and it will run ROS as the software. So if you ever heard about ROS, it's a robot operating system which is developed or originally developed by people in Willow Garage, and it's totally open source, and it's used by more than 100 research institutions and universities in the world. So you got this whole community support that software end. And next slide. Okay, so I want this project to rely on community effort like RepRap, so everybody can get knowledge and skill from the project, and you are totally welcome to upload or open up your improvement on the project. And also, I want to focus here. You are welcomed and actually encouraged to make money out of that, to sell whatever you got, like robotic kits or fully assembled robots, because I want more people to be involved in this project and more people to get the chance to research on the robots. Next slide. So this is what I'm doing now. This is a robot, the wheelchair robot in Noisebridge in the hackerspace in San Francisco. I'm working on now. So it looks like that. It's a wheelchair. It has a computer on top. It runs Ubuntu 12.04 and ROS 4.8. And you see there's a gigantic robotic arm, but it's pneumatic, so it's actually not functional now. Next slide. So what the progress I've done is I took apart the huge robotic arm and made it to controlled by electric controllers, made it controlled by motor, and I'm still doing that. So these two pictures took 3 days ago. Then I fly here for Hope. So on the right side is a touch sensor, which I believe there's no other cheap but capable touch sensor available, so I built that, and it will come out later, I don't know, maybe in 3 months.
1 minute.
Well, it will come out later in 3 months, and it will be about $20 each, and you can search on it. It's called Dora Touch. I'll talk about it later. So on the left side, you can see. No, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so I want to point out that because I have totally no money on the project, so I'm using all the resources that I can get in Noisebridge. So this robot will be built at no cost. Next slide. Okay, so this is how I did this Dora Touch sensor, which will be open source.
30 seconds.
And it's pretty simple. On the left side, I use CNC machine to mill that, and I researched a little bit on that, so I will publish how I make PCB board in CNC machine. And on the right side is the actual the chip. I'm turning a barometer into this touch sensor. Next slide. So how do you involve? You can join the discussion group. You can totally help me improve the website because I don't know how to design a website. You can start building one robot right away in the local hackerspace.
Yep, that's just say thank you to the audience and ask for a round of applause, and that's good. Okay. And then give them the website real quick.
Okay. So next slide, you see the information.
Okay.
Okay, you see my information about here. So if you can contact me, or if you want to build robots in your local hackerspace, just start away.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, and next up is Tuna talking about the Miami Pwn Machine CTF contest downstairs.
Hey,
okay, so just to go over this real quickly, just one more time. You've got 5 minutes, and I'm sorry, you've got 4 minutes.
I have to pee, so I'm not going to be that long.
Are you sure?
I really do.
You know how this works?
If
We went
everyone
over
wants to
this.
be cool, I do need another beer.
Okay.
I'm out. All right, 4 minutes starting when? Now?
Starting now.
Now,
Go.
now, okay. I'm not as cool as everyone else up here who's talking about I did this, I did that. I'm just here to represent Miami Pwn Machine and Hack Miami. I've actually, worked with Nick at UAS.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Oh, this thing right over here? I worked with Nick over at UAS, and it was awesome. Right now I'm in Miami, and this guy, Rod, he put together this really awesome CTF. It's not like one of those crazy CTFs that, you reverse stuff and whatnot. It's actually really fun, and it's real, lifelike. You have to compromise websites. There's one MSO 8067 for a little hint out there if you want to think cool and shit. It's really fun. It's down in the mezzanine level, and just come and play. It's just come in, bring your laptop, plug in. Nothing hardcore, nothing fancy, and if you want some help with maybe one flag, we could probably hook you up with that. So enjoy and have a good fucking time. Oh yeah, and thank you for Bohemian Grove.
You had other slides.
Yeah, we have slides. What? The slides didn't really mean anything. Here, and you took out all the animations. All right, let's go through the slides really quick. All right, everyone know what that is? If you don't, Google it. All right, next. That was a GIF, and it was fucking awesome. And it was a dude dancing. He's all fat like me. And then there's I don't know, Men in Black shit. All right, who knows what this is? This middle one. All right, if you know what that is and you tell me what it is, don't scream it out. You get 5 extra points at the CTF. It's the one-eyed monster in Baltimore. He's fucking awesome.
You mean the Bohemian beer one?
Shut up! All right, next one. Oh, see, this is he's rubbing his balls and it's Jesus. Everyone loves Jesus, All right, what do we got next? All right. What this is I was trying to show you how easy, it is to play the CTF. So it's as easy as this. I mean, if you can't figure this out, then don't come play. But I mean, pretty simple. If I offended anyone, next slide, I also have a kitten. Because kittens are awesome. This is my favorite, fuck you. Oh no, cute kitten. And then next. Is there another slide?
No, that's it.
That's it? Oh, sweet. All right, hey, come play the CTF. Have a fucking awesome time over here at Bohemian Grove, and we love you.
Okay, I have to get off the stage, but if you would like to give a slightly more serious lightning talk on a serious issue, just check out the wiki.hope.net/lightning talks. The lightning talks will also appear after the keynote, immediately after the keynote, tomorrow after the S-Men. So if you've got a quick idea, 4 minutes and with an extra minute from the audience, sign up. Thank you.
like you are Tom Daschle. Hang you off a roof, make you hum crystal castles. It's invite only to my gallery show. Then I turn on the gas, cause y'all gotta go. You cut coke like it's glass, you beg for a buzz pass. Rock the Richard Ray scarf and Glenn Fry's mustache. Party's non-stop until cops come on, knock until bodies start bobbing. On the hipster, prescription pill popping, collect the cock blocking, I'm dead, D-bag dropping. On the hipster, party's non-stop until cops come on, knock until bodies start bobbing. On the hipster, prescription pill popping, collect the cock blocking, I'm dead, D-bag dropping. On the hipster hunter. On the hipster hunter. On the hipster hunter. On the hipster hunter. On the hipster hunter.
Welcome to the future. Are you ready? All the moves you know are slowly fading away.
Yo!